Hello, everyone. Once again, this is Dare to Speak. I want to talk about a particular subject having to do with, well, pretty much related to everything that's been happening up until now with the George Floyd incident, with the Jacob Blake incident, and then the protesters, the rioting, the looting, and all this crazy stuff, and then finally the Kyle Rittenhouse incident, and now he's awaiting trial, and who knows what's going to happen. Whatever happens though, that's the thing. We can't necessarily say what's going to happen. We honestly don't know, but whatever happens. The thing that I have to really make a point on is this. I always say that there's radicals on both sides, whether it's the Blue Lives Matter or the Black Lives Matter. They both have their own good guys, if you want to say it that way. Both of them have their own good guys, but they also have their own bad guys on either side. On both sides. What I would call radicals, people that take things too far. Now, the only thing that worries me, that kind of worries me in the sense that when it comes to radicals, like if there's ever a situation were either a black or Hispanic, especially if they're ghetto, which a large majority of them are, if they were to get in trouble for something, and you know cops go there, they arrest a bunch of black people, they arrest a bunch of Hispanic people, whatever the case may be, it seems to me that not only the police have to be a little bit more cautious because they don't want to be blamed for another type of discrimination, racial discrimination type of or police brutality kind of thing. Because not all cops are bad. Not all of them. I mean, regardless what a lot of people say, there's a lot of good cops, but there's also some bad cops too. But what I don't really like at all is opportunists. Aside from loyal people who say what they are, and aside from also radicals who take things too far, there's also what is known as opportunists. Someone who's so angry, or someone who's just a plain thug, like a stupid ass plain thug, will seek an opportunity to say, you're just because I'm black, or just because I'm Hispanic, or because I'm this and that, or just because of the way I talk, you're discriminating me. That's just discrimination, and then they get a bunch of other fucking dumbasses to agree with you. There was just one. I haven't heard it. I haven't heard anything yet, but there's someone that I know that just I just recently met. I don't really know him, and he's a black guy. And I've been hearing from some people that he had like a housewarming party when he moved in, and they were being and the guy seemed, because when I met him, he seemed like a level-headed, all right dude who wants to that keeps to himself, or kind of thing, or whatever. That's the way that was my impression of him at first. And then he had a housewarming party, and there was a bunch of tenants that were complaining because a lot of people that he invited, obviously, it has to be friends and relatives and this and that. They were getting very rowdy, and a lot of them were. She said, this one tenant told me, because I didn't hear anything. I was like dead to the world. I was dead asleep. I was really dead asleep. I didn't even hear anything. And she was this person, this tenant was telling me, because she lives right beneath him. She was saying that they were boasting about, yeah, finally we're gonna get back at these fucking white people, and we're these fucking crackers, and these this and that. And she could tell that the voices of these people were like the younger type people, and they were getting rowdy, and they were like ranting about how all cops are this and are like this and that, how they're all racist, and this is and then right away I could just tell from the way she described it was they're very ghetto, or at least what I would call ghetto bound or something like that. I don't know, but the thing about it is their arrogance was very, very stupid and immature. And then they were saying something like, from according to what she told me, that this is, yeah, we're gonna get now we're finally gonna get our fucking true justice, man. Yeah, and then all this kind of stupid shit like that. And they're talking about how they want to take advantage of the situation, how they want to take advantage of it. Like if the opportunity presents itself just to make trouble, just to make other people suffer, is a way of getting back, or even exaggerating on something that might be somewhat true, but not as true as they make it out to be, or even just to make something up. It's a way of getting even. They have a very, very stupid way of looking at things. A very stupid way of It's very dumb. Um, Damn. They pretty much put all their effort into is like focusing on, now is the opportunity to take advantage and then cause trouble and do this and that. Is this, I'm gonna, if this happens, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and finally, and then I'm gonna get back at these. We're gonna get back at these motherfucking crackers and this and that, and all this type of. I mean, here they are talking about racial discrimination, and then they're showing their hatred towards all white people. And there's people like, and also with Hispanics. There's Hispanic people. I noticed when I there was like maybe 4 years ago. I don't remember the exact when it happened. But there was a relative of mine. She had people over, and and of course she lived in a nice neighborhood, and she used to be ghetto, or she used to live in the ghetto. I mean, and all these people that she invited were all ghetto. And I was there. I didn't know any of them. I just met them. I was like, hey, what's up, man? And then there was these white people that were like right next door to us, and I could just easily tell they were getting a little bit annoyed because the people that were coming over were getting rowdy. They said, hey, what's up, nigga? Hey, what's up, man? Yeah. And just started getting real fucking loud. And I'm like, dude, keep your voice down, man. And I was just like suggesting every now and then. And then they were like, man, I don't give a fuck. Fuck these fucking crackers. And then they would purposely put they were listening to rap music, and they would purposely crank it up a little bit. just to purposely annoy them as a way of, from their point of view, as a way of getting back. How the fuck is that getting back? That is just fucking stupid. And of course, after a while, they had to turn the volume down because my sister told them. But then after a while, there were when the subject came back, they were just talking, and they happened to look across, and they could see some of the white people there from next door. They were giving them like these type of looks, like you don't belong here kind of look. The way they were doing that, and you could take that as racism because there's of course there's stuck up, snobby suburban white people that they do exist, yeah, of course, but not all of them or the way you say that almost all of them are like that, and that they live in the suburbs in a very nice neighborhood. There's a lot. I guess you could say there's, I don't know how much, I can't give a percentage, of course. There's some that are a little snobby, stuck up, maybe even a little racist. There's some that are fucking stuck up as hell with "I'm better than you" kind of whatever attitude, and very racist. Of course, there's people like that, obviously, and I don't like them any more than they do. But I don't act stupid. That's the thing. I have better sense than that. I don't go around saying, "Oh, fuck these fucking crackers," or fuck them," and then start criticizing about how they think they're better than us and how they think this, and it's just so fucking stupid. I mean, it makes me. I mean, being proud of your own race is one thing. Chicano power y todo eso, all that. I have nothing against that. I mean, of course, you should be proud of what you are, but to reverse the whole "I'm better than you," doing that back to them is a way of getting back or the way of building up your self esteem. I see that a lot. I see that a lot with my own people, and I'm and of course, there's a lot of that happening with black people that are just as arrogant as they are. There's just so many of them. I mean, it's just very stupid. That's all. And I don't really think when, and this is just my opinion. Of course, you could disagree, whatever. I mean, you may not feel the same way, or maybe you might feel the same way as I do. I don't know. On this particular thing that I'm going to say. When it comes to discrimination from white people, regardless of they're extremely racist or a little racist or prejudiced or stuck up, whatever you want to call it, it's not so much the race of the people. Excuse me. I'm sorry. It's not so much the race that they can't stand. It's not because someone's black or someone's Hispanic. It has nothing to do with that. Excuse me. It has to do with the fact that they're ghetto. If someone is extremely ghetto, that ignorant, constantly favoring informal English, thinking that talking proper English is considered dorky or nerdy, whitewashed, or whatever you want to call it, because I've been called whitewashed just because I chose to favor proper English most of the time. I was always picked on because of that shit. And I used to live in a ghetto. I know what it's like. I was never a person that was actually brainwashed by a bunch of bullshit. And there's a lot of good people in the ghetto, blacks and Hispanics. There's a lot of good people, but unfortunately, there's a lot of stupid ass people, stupid ass low life people who don't know how to behave the right way. Their behavior is completely unacceptable. And then for those type of people to come over to the suburbs with this intention of expressing their hatred by being loud and being obnoxious and all this kind of stuff like that. I mean that is just straight up fucking stupid. I cannot stand fucking people like that. It's because of the fact that that person is ghetto. It's nothing to do with them being black and Hispanic. Now, if they were to have the proper attitude, I mean, you could still be ghetto and have the proper attitude, and you won't be discriminated against. That's just my opinion. That's what I strongly feel. If they were to stop this, I'm gonna get revenge by behaving this way or doing this or doing that. If they were to cut out all that stupid bullshit, maybe, just maybe, we might be treated with more respect. And I don't mean from racist white people that are extremely stuck up. I mean, fuck them. I don't give a fuck about them. I'm talking to the ones that are not as severe, not as bad, or maybe constructively racist or something that we want to call it that way. That's what I call it. But to favor or condone that type of behavior, I'm gonna get revenge towards and seek opportunity to just to cause trouble, just to like as a way of getting how do you like that motherfucker kind of thing. I can never condone something that's fucking stupid. I can never do that. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Questions or comments, you know what to do. And this is Dare to Speak. And to all of you, take care.